Good day everybody. We got January 2015 CXC paper. We'll be working out and learning the past paper questions. So let's get started. This is the first question. It states as follows. Using a calculator or otherwise, calculate the exact value of 12.8 raised to the power of 2 negative 30 divided by 0.375. Okay, now so foremost they have given us the option of using the calculator. So 12.8 squared, find the value of this. 12.8 squared, what is that? So 12.8, and then you need to square it. So what you can do, whenever they are asking you to square, you can use this function. There is a function here in the background for square root, and there is a function in the foreground which is actually giving it as x raised to the power of n. So for any other value greater than 2, you can utilize this function. So one is for the root and the other is for the square, and there is another function which outrightly states squaring. So just press that, you get 12.8 squared. So you then press equal to, you will get a quantity like this. There is also another function which you will be able to see on your calculator, which is represented like this, S and D with the implied sign. So go press that, you get the value 163.84. So just write that value down, 163.84. Next, there is a parenthesis. It states that 30 is divided by 0.375. Now the meaning of this is 30 over 0.375. Now since we have the calculator, it is no big deal. We can simply say 30, then press the division sign and 0.375. So that is giving us a value of 80. Now club these two and represent the system or the equation that has been given. It's not an equation, it's an expression. So I'll represent it as 1. So therefore 1 can be rewritten as 163.84 minus 80. So what happens here? 163.84 minus 80. What do you get? You get 83.84. Okay. So the most important part in this question is that the question wants us to give the exact value. Now, how am I supposed to know that 83.84 is the exact value? Now, this is one of the subtle pitfalls in maths. Whenever they say exact value, what is the real meaning of it? It means the number obtained without any rounding or approximation performed on it. Okay. Now, suppose you are given this choice, say root of 2 and 1.414. Now, which of these would you consider as exact value? That's a question. So if they ask you between root 2 and 1.414, which is the exact value, your choice should be root 2. Why? Because 1.414 is an approximation. This value does not give you the exact 1.414. Remember that. So having mentioned you that information, let me give you one more example. Between pi and 3.14, which would you consider as exact? Your choice should again be towards the left side. That means pi is the exact value, not 3.14. So I hope you got that concept correct, and this is the solution. Let's move on to the next question. So this is the next question. Let me write the question. Mark spends 3/8 of his income on housing. Of the remainder, he spends 1/3 on food and saves the rest. Now the question wants us to find the fraction of income spent on food. So with the data up until here, we got to utilize to find the first information. So this is the solution. So the remainder after spending on housing. So how are you going to calculate? You take the number 1. From 1, you take away the fraction that has been spent on housing. That's going to be 3/8 here. So you take the LCM as 8. There is a denominator 1 there. So 1 divides 8 times. So 8 into 1 will give you 8. 8 divides 8 once. So 1 into 3 is going to be 3. From 8 you take away 3, you get 5/8. So this is the remainder after spending on housing. Now they want us to find the fraction of income spent on food. Now it states that if you were to see the question, he spends 1/3 on food. Of the remainder, 1/3 on food. So from 5/8, this is the remainder. Now 1/3 of this is being spent on food. So this is the solution. So 5/8 3s are 24. So you can state it here, the fraction of the income spent on food is 5/24. Okay, and there is a second part to this question. It says that find the fraction that has been saved. So how do you get this fraction that has been saved? So what you have to do is from 1 you have to take away the first amount. So what is the amount of money spent on the house rent? That's 3/8. Right? It's given in the question. It says that 3/8 of the income is spent on housing. So 3/8. And to this, you need to also add the amount spent on food. What is that? 5/24. Now, you solve this. The LCM is 24. 8 divides here 3 times. 3 into 3 is 9. 24 divides 24. 1 is 5 into 1 is 5. So this is 1 negative. 9 added with 5 is 14 over 24. The LCM is 24. You get 24 here minus 14, which is nothing but 10 over. From 24 you take away 14. That will give you 10 over 24. Now you can reduce this. 2 divides here 5 times, 2 divides here 12 times, which is equal to 5 over 12. So the fraction saved, you can write it here. Fraction saved is what? 5 over 12. So this is the question, and this is the question, and this is the solution. So we move on to the next one. Now this is the next question. We are given two banks. Now at bank A, it says that $1 is equal to BD dollar 1.96. So we are asked to calculate what a person will get for US 700. So that means the person is exchanging $700. So what you have to do, you can write down the following information. Say US dollar 1 is BD dollar 1.96. So US dollar 700 is nothing but 700 multiplied with 1.96. So 700 multiplied with 1.96, you get 1372. So this is equal to 1372 BD dollars. Okay, so that's the solution to this question. Now it states that at bank B, the value is, or I would say the following statement is given here. At bank B, US 700 or USD 700 is given to be as BD dollar 1386. So they are asking us to find what is the rate of $1 going in the bank. So for this, what you have to do, you have to take 1386 and you divide by 700. So 1386 you divide by 700. You get 1.98. So US dollar, $1 is 1.98. So this bank is actually paying a better rate, favorable for the customer. Okay, so probably you can write it here, BD dollar 1.98. So again, you have to ask which of these two banks are paying a better conversion rate. Your answer should be bank B, just in case, there might be a question like this also. So that completes our question A. So we have completed our question, or I would say question number 1, all the parts. Okay, the total score for this question is 11 marks. So if you were to do all the things that I mentioned here step by step, you will be awarded 11. Let's move on to the next one.